Testing 1, 2, 3. We in the place to be. I'm with Cha Reid. We in the crib about to eat.
Hey.
Got salmon and broccoli.
Hey.
Potatoes and Versace.
Hey.
You know you better put down.
Hey.
Good podcast. Another round. Another one. Real vibes, real shit, real stories. Come get a bite at the Lunch Meat Podcast.
Food on the plate.
Food in the plate.
Oh, so I'm serving now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there'll be a good little intro. So how
This
you?
is Chef Cha coming through. The big piece of chicken.
Ooh, that looks good.
Don't mess up the plating. Want some potatoes?
Yes, please.
Good for the potatoes for you. Get all that. Get the good fish fat. Some broccoli.
Some broccoli. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Nothing like a man in the kitchen.
Salmon. You know what I'm saying? Salmon on the plate. With some shrimp.
Scrap on there.
That's a good makeup. I like we did that. Potatoes. These potatoes was founded in 1505 BC in the Chahuka tribe. Many of y'all should know the Chahuka tribe is part of Cha's heritage. Fish, eat shrimp all day, and just wrestle for no reason. They're a wrestling type of tribe.
The wrestling type of tribe.
You want some more salmon? This is good.
That's a good start for me, thank you.
Probably kind of need something like right here to fill the gap, but yeah, garnish or something.
This is a garnish.
Yeah.
Just put them together closer.
Okay, I got you. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the slide is right here.
Let's see what your skills like.
Skills.
Little plating skills over
You
here.
know, some of my plate skills.
That's terrible.
Oh,
Look at that here.
you know what I'm saying? Beautiful among imaginations.
That's
Hold on.
funny. I'm gonna make it work though.
Hold on, I got you.
It's made with love though, so it's all good.
You gotta get the onion on it. You know.
You wanna use the tongs?
You got tongs?
The tongs right there.
Oh man, see, I was struggling off of one. That's why I'm messing up.
Now you know we taught y'all how to use the proper utensils.
Right.
And the defect.
Yes, caramelized onions.
Right.
Back in her tribe, she's used to catch fish. Fish is what they call it. Yes. There you go.
That's funny.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Such a gentleman.
All right, let's see. Let's get him started. Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, Hunty. Come through, Ron. Hey. Entrepreneurs. Visionaries. Do you dance? Do you dance right now? Do you dance, Ron? Do you dance right now? Do you dance, Ron? Do you dance right now? Do you dance, Ron?
Welcome to the Lunch Meat Podcast. And on today's episode, I have a special queen with me today. One of my dearest friends in the world. She's just a great person overall. Almost as perfect as there may come.
You so extra.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the Queen of Charleston. One of the queens in the world, a hidden gem. Miss Cha Reid.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Give it up. So go ahead, Shanice, let the world know
Who I am.
who you are.
All right. Peace. What's going on? I am Cha Reid, Cha for short, and I am a realtor here in Charleston. So, yes, I'm actually a military relocation professional, pricing strategy advisor with Excel Real Estate, and I'm also an Air Force reservist still.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to our unit. Y'all know who we are. So that's what I'm doing here.
And she has some bomb ass food right now.
Yes.
This food and wine. If y'all can just look at this lavishness.
The lavishness.
The lavishness is amazing, juicy, and
yes. So I love customer service and serving. It's a gift of gratitude and love. So you actually the first one to like christen the house.
For real?
Yeah, bro. So.
Oh my God.
As soon as I knew he's coming through, I'm like, yes, come on, I'm gonna feed you everything. So
she's feeding me well right now.
Yes.
We have some good salmon. I mean, this is like restaurant style. You can't find this, but the shrimp on top, y'all should see. Y'all see what we're working with in the intro video. But broccoli, potatoes, some lavishness. I like to use the word dabba-dare if I may endure. I may indulge into some great literature.
Right.
Dabba-dare, and it's just a pleasure to just be in your life, period.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I appreciate you.
You know, I had to pull from the Chef Cha hat.
Yeah.
You know, with all this, you know, I'm a multifaceted being. Okay.
Explain yourself now. Go ahead. Market yourself, girl. You deserve it. Can't market yourself.
Right. So with that, basically, I have had a journey and a lot of experiences where I've touched, tasted, and felt everything. Traveled abroad, studied and learned all different types of things, and it's all packaged in this little 5'3" avatar. Right. So I get to pull from the different creative spaces. I try to give each personality their own limelight, so that's been great. So right here, for the Chef Cha, is what I did to say thank you and show appreciation and gratitude.
This is a lot of things right here.
Yeah, it's got a little kick to it.
I feel thankful.
Little tang.
Yeah, a little tang. Got a little twang.
Got a little twang. I'm like, what did I season it with? Right.
So we're gonna start off like this, like, how did we meet in the first place? You know, I like to give a story. Talk about a story about a time in my life where I was young, dumb, stupid. Oh, stupid Ron.
No, wee lad.
No, young lad in the street, doing my thing, stuff like that. And I thought, you know, I wouldn't say a hot boy, but I was a low key hot boy, if you may say.
He was a gentleman in front of me, though.
I was always a gentleman.
He was putting on.
Yeah, I was classical, you know. I was putting on. You know what I'm saying?
You knew he was in the presence of, huh?
Yeah, you're right.
Because if you get the chop up, if you get out of line,
you're right. She was in my place. And at the time of my life, in my time period in my life, I was just, you know, bounce around, do my thing, you know, as a young man should. And as you used to experience in life, different phases of, you know, your rabbit game, as I may say.
Oh.
And
oh my goodness.
And I came across her, you know, and she definitely she showed me a spiritual realm of chakra points and what it means to have positive energy, and maybe watch this video called The Law of Attraction or The Secret. And I went home that day and I came back next day, changed, man. That's when
it opened you up a little.
I opened myself up, and I kind of use it to my advantage to get what I want in bad ways. And as time goes by, then I realize, all right,
terrible.
Yeah, you show me the way, but I use it for the wrong things, or like not the what I'm supposed to use.
Really? So let me
try this on somebody and see if it actually works, and it did work perfectly.
That's funny.
So, throughout my time in my life, I started to grow a little bit more and started realizing, you know what, I can use this to actually help people and help myself first, you know, help myself love myself, then start to love others in a way. And that's what the power of the law of attraction can do. Things become actions, or actions become things. What is it?
As you can see, he's still going through his journey.
I'm still traveling, you know.
Yes, our thoughts can become things. From the unmanifested to the manifested realm.
Very true.
Absolutely.
So then I learned it once in life, and she went away, left me for years to come. Didn't know she was at. Now she was like, you know, straddled somewhere, went off, and just went to Maryland and just never forgot about the little people in her life. You know what I'm saying?
Aww.
So that what happened.
That's what happened?
And then next thing you know, she came back, surprised me. Changed the whole life again. Different realm, you know what I'm saying?
Growth, expansion.
The growth and expansion. I appreciate the things and lessons she definitely taught me in my core life, in my foundation of my life. You know,
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
Cha, let everybody in the world know your journey period from basically who you were, you know, growing up as a person until now.
So let's try to get the condensed version.
The condensed version. Go ahead. Yeah, let's condense it.
The condensed version. Sip first.
Yep,
Hydrate.
This definitely stuff is good.
So you know I'm from North New Jersey. Yes. Re-up. So yeah, I'm from North New Jersey. Been a nomad all my life. My family's from New York as well. And I was pretty much a kid that was very active. You know, I'm an 80s baby, so we were very active, getting involved, but I also knew that I had certain gifts. I would see certain things and stuff at certain times of the night, evening, or have visits and stuff like that. But of course, I really didn't know what it was. You know, we don't really have elders that shows us certain things. But I was pretty much a good kid, played sports, got involved. I was a scholar athlete, scholar first. And out of high school, you know, I ended up getting a basketball scholarship.
Okay. To where?
So at ECC. So I had a couple. I had a choice between going to play softball for Drexel.
Yeah.
Another Quinnipiac wanted me. Some D2s, D3s, and everything. So I had a choice between softball and basketball.
She's a baller, loving basketball.
Right. Of course, I chose basketball because I mean, who's gonna be playing catcher all 4 years of college? That's not my life. I need my knees. But yeah, so I was fortunate because I was actually going to go to the Army. I took the ASVAB, went through the whole physical at MEPS up in Brooklyn, Fort Hamilton. Shout out to y'all. And Sergeant Hernandez came through to lunchtime. He was like, "Reid, your knee's no good." Like they said that my heart was no good.
Yeah.
So all these years of playing sports,
Your heart was no good?
they said I had a heart murmur. So that means I wasn't meant to go to the Army.
I mean, she was just breaking hearts, everybody. That's what that means.
Right. So the cool thing is my basketball coach friend at the other school, the private school, got a job at Essex County College in Jersey, right? So as soon as she found out that I was trying to go to the Army, she went riding around looking for me at all the basketball courts that weekend. Finally, she connected with me and she's like, "Let me offer you a full ride scholarship."
Wow.
So this is somebody that I didn't have a plan, right? There was no canvas laid out. I'm a blank canvas type of thing. There was no, you know, this is what you're gonna do and this is your path and you're gonna have a family business. You need to go to and what would you pledge for these sororities and all that. There wasn't none of that. I had free will to be a goonie, right? And go explore this world, right? So that's how it landed. So I ended up actually getting an academic scholarship for Lucid Technologies because I was in their able mentoring program.
Oh, nice.
So I went from, I think I'm about to go to the Army, I don't know what I'm gonna do, to here you go.
A basketball
Full ride, academic and sports scholarships,
That's
go
crazy.
ahead to school.
That's a blessing right there.
And I have financial aid. So guess who got a refund check? I was going to go to school, right? Get it. So college years was a blast, absolute blast. After Essex, because that's a 2-year school, right? Graduated Dean's List, all that good stuff. And then I got a scholarship for Caldwell University.
Okay.
It's Howard College back when I started, but it progressed into a university now, right?
Oh, wow. So it upgraded.
It upgraded.
Oh, that's nice.
It upgraded, you know, because I blessed it. You know what I'm saying? I walked on that campus. I graced it, the land there. Especially all my deer babies. Deer squad, stand up.
Deer squad.
Right. So, so they came down. So I used to ball with the coaches, the assistant coaches at the YMCA in the women's league. I didn't know that they were coaches. So, you know, we getting it in, and I'm defense, you know, defense and all that. So, long story short, got the scholarship.
This is so good.
It's good.
Look, I'm almost done. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, so I went to college, played ball, had a merit scholarship and all that stuff and we needed that because Caldwell is a private school. My junior year was $23,000. My senior year was $26,000 for tuition. So who paying that?
Yeah, nobody. Shit.
Who what?
Not me.
Who what? No, I was not. But my brains and my skills is what paid for it. So shout out to that. That was my journey. But so because Caldwell though, so this is how I kind of shifted into the more spiritual realm. Mm-hmm. Because Caldwell is a private school, it's a Catholic school.
Yeah. Religion
and philosophy and political science is a part of the curriculum. Man, I delved right into it. So I was a history major, right? Delved right into it, and I actually had my first experience with creative writing. I started an entire new form of writing with poems.
Oh, so you're a poet?
Yeah, apparently I'm a poet.
Say something right now.
Stop it. You put me on the spot. All right, well, let me go ahead and get into it.
All right, now, I'll back you up. I'm a poet myself.
You're a poet?
May I indulge?
All right, let's vibe off each other.
I got you. So listen, check this out. Roses are red.
Violets are blue.
Time has come.
And I'm feeling blue.
I'm feeling green. Clap it up.
Snapping on the scene with the gangster lean.
I got a team on my back. I call it Crack-a-Lack.
I got a spiritual entourage all around me.
Yes.
Let's do it.
I got food in my face in the same place.
Hey.
No disgrace. I can eat it off my plate.
And as I walk this earth,
yes,
I'm surrounded with grace.
Pow.
Hey.
There you go.
Pow.
I see you. No clap. Snap clap. Snap crack pop, nigga.
Yes. Okay.
Shall we continue?
Yes, let's do that. Let's do a little level up.
All right. Cheers.
Hey.
All right.
So, created my first writing. My instructor, Sister Barbara Lennon, shout out to you, ma'am. She stopped me at the door. You know, I turned in the assignment, came back, and she stopped me and asked to read the poem in front of the class.
Oh wow.
And you know, I'm just like, okay, yeah, you know, look, this is my Friday. It's the only class I had that day. I was ready to get to the weekend. But as she began reading this poem, I started to look at the expressions on my other classmates' face, and they were in awe. So she told me to get it published. Needless to say, I actually did not. Now, this is someone for me. I don't know what publishing is, right? I don't know what that process is at 20 years old.
Yeah, no one
Newark,
understands
New Jersey. I'm like, I'm lucky to even be in college right now, right? Yeah. Actually, I can't really say luck right now. I believe I was.
Yeah, you're supposed to be there.
So, needless to say, I didn't actually get it copywritten and with the whatever copyrights in Washington until 10 years later, 2010. Wow. So I got the copyright, new form of writing. So they began actually teaching my poem in the literature classes of the freshman year, and I didn't realize it. So I entered into the Kylex. It was like a book of poems for the college, and my other new teammates, they came running into practice one day like, Sha, you wrote that poem? And I'm like, how y'all know about the poem? And like, we had to go through it for class today.
Oh wow.
So I always wanted to be in an anthology of African American literature. That's because I took African American literature in Essex, right? I cut Western literature. I wasn't with that. And I went straight into African American literature. I still have that book, and I was like, wow, I want to go there. So needless to say, about 2 years later, I was writing a poem. So anyway, I got it copyrighted. Inspired creation, it literally just flowed that day. So that was college. After college, I was working at FedEx.
Oh, FedEx.
FedEx, you know what I'm saying?
He was driving.
All that. And then I actually.
The FedEx outfit?
I was FedEx down. You know what I actually did one time at the gas station? So I'm in my FedEx gear, you know, Krispy Kreme with it.
Yeah, Chris.
And guess who rolled up?
Who?
USPS.
Oh, damn.
USPS dude rolled up with his outfit on, right? So I go to him, with the man, listen. So I looked at him, I'm pumping my gas, and I looked at him, I was like, And I looked at him, and he was like, he was a Caucasian guy.
Yeah.
I was just playing, but you know, what is FedEx color? Blue? Dark blue?
Blue and orange.
Blue and orange?
Hold on.
Right. And we're back.
Hey.
Like we never left.
Right, that should have been like commercial break right there. I'll pick commercial break right there.
Yes, sir. All right. Beautiful neighborhood. Get myself together. Hey, how you doing, sir?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
Awesome. I'm Ron with GetYourShops.com.
Nice to meet you. What's that?
Oh, so awesome. Allow me to tell you. So we're a black-owned business, online service that provides local deliveries, same-day deliveries
Gotcha.
for small businesses.
That sounds nice, man. You got time to show me
I
that?
can definitely show you.
All right,
Appreciate it. Oh, that's a beautiful establishment here, sir. All right, so Mr. Trev here. This is GetYourShops.com.
Okay.
All right, if you scroll down slowly here, you can see the individual vendors that we have here on the website already. All right, and these products here, the same-day delivery services.
Okay.
And whatnot. So you can scroll back up here, and you can go ahead and register as a vendor here.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, I'm the local delivery guy for GetYourShops.com. The product you ordered, sent it by Cha Reid.
Yes.
All right, awesome, perfect. I'm putting it here in the bag for you.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
you have a great day.
Yeah, you
awesome,
as
thank you.
Get you shop, your one-stop shop for local delivery.
A little advertising in there.
That's exactly
Let's
what
do
we'll
it. Let's do it.
Alright, you was at
But yeah, that was college though. That was college, you know,
Yeah.
inspired creation, got to explore.
did FedEx and
Right, worked at FedEx, you know, I was vice president of Black Student Council Union.
okay.
President of Resident Council as well, and
Yeah.
on the basketball team. And I actually was doing a little cross country too, you know, so I had a car accident, you know.
Oh man.
R.I.P. Is that right?
Rest in peace, was your station wagon?
No, that was a tragic thing. That was a tragic situation.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
Let's not talk about that.
Just know this. If your intuition is ever telling you, no, don't go, don't go, don't go, listen to it. Okay? Definitely listen to it. Okay, so that's that little PX.
Some bit about you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Military.
the military is up next, right? And I remember you came into I came into the BFAT. Like, oh, this old girl with the you had the puffs out at the time. It was all natural, just puff out the curls and all that.
Yes.
He was in the back, working in the back, only see on certain days.
Oh, I was a storeroom manager.
Storeroom manager.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, let me teach you something real quick, yo. I was like, alright.
Still fresh jersey.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Let me teach you something real quick, yo. We got a truck order right coming in. I need you to pick the stuff where it's supposed to be. And that's about it. I was alright. All I can say is alright. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny. That's hilarious. Yep. So let me see, I came in 2005, September. I actually left right after I lost my boy. Cops was pulling me over. They was trying to get me, y'all. They was trying to get me. I was like, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. I went real fast. I was at Malmstrom first. Really accelerated there. Got to serve on President Barack Obama's inaugural committee.
That's cool.
Great programs, nominated top 12 outstanding airman of the Air Force, services airman of the year, all that good stuff. So I accomplished a lot in that first term, still involved like I was in college.
Yeah.
Base community involvement, so honor guard. We started a new gospel service on base, first ever. We bridged the communities, the other church communities in the area. Worked on the Joseph Project, you know, giving out food and stuff. So it was real good. So I was kind of like in that same kind of college mode in my first base. Charleston was different. So my second term is where I shifted from. So when I actually left, I declared my journey for the real truth and the light. February 3rd, I was on the highway, me and the humble one, out of Cobalt.
Right for my birthday, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Just driving across, listening to Elements of a Woman by Alicia Keys, flying 105.
Good Lord.
Let me tell you something. But I had that awakening, so by the time I got to Charleston, everything was just about studying the wealthy, spiritual journey, really delving deep into ancient Kemetic traditions. I got into quantum physics, metaphysics, right, the chakras and all that stuff. So just building, yes, all of that.
It's
all
all
of that.
because of you. Time to sign it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, studying constitutional law, sovereignty aspects, money, the history of money, and all that good stuff. So I just dove deep. So it was that and traveling abroad. So, you know, we didn't have a flight line. Well, we had a flight line, but we didn't have planes at Malmstrom.
Yeah.
Only helicopters, because we had a mission in Malmstrom. Right, so I'm here and I'm like, I see these Charleston birds out here and I'm like, yo, so I'm flying. I'm just traveling abroad now. All my friends that's overseas, I'm lining up the PAX terminal so I know everybody's schedule.
Yeah.
Honey, let me tell you something. I was out. I had 84 days of leave.
I remember. I remember you told me that.
Out, okay?
He was like, I saved up so much.
Okay, let me tell you. So that, I didn't even realize I was doing my own Eat, Pray, Love journey.
Yeah.
But that's what was happening.
Eat, Pray, Love?
Eat, Pray, Love. You seen that movie?
No.
So apparently there was a movie, Eat, Pray, Love with Julia Roberts. I've heard of it, never saw it. But it wasn't until like probably 2 years ago that I actually watched it and realized like, dang, I went to all those places that she went exploring the whole thing. So it was kind of cool.
So she went the same places you went to?
Italy, Bali. So Bali, that's like my second home. Bali, I love Bali. I've been to Thailand as well. I love it so much because it is a spiritual centric society. So spirituality is first. So like I actually, when we rise and go outside, the businesses, they have offerings out there in front of there. There's temples all over the place, the incense and everything like that.
Hold up. It's not ready anymore. Hold up. Hold that
We're
dot.
still running.
We still
Hold
running.
that thought.
Hold that dot.
You know, his apple, sour apple boy.
Man, quit
You know what I'm
playing.
saying? That's sour apple boy. You know what I'm saying? That's because they don't give you no charges and nothing no more in the boxes.
Come on, coach. Alright.
You feeling it coursing through you?
Right? He ain't give me no time out.
Morning.
I ain't sitting on a bench yet. Been in the game all day. You see my hair sweat. Especially you got no subs. Like, man, fuck it. Let them boys go ahead and score. On a fast break, you just stop running.
You should be sneaking out, man. And it's so good, so you gonna drink it so fast. Like,
Yeah, but
that's
it's so good.
You finished like the whole.
I'm right, man. I kept looking at it as, man, this is smooth.
It's smooth. Look at that. I'm like, oh, he needy. He got it. He beefy. I wanted some water.
Yeah, I got a balance. Oh man, that thing's so good though. It's like jungle juice.
Right.
You just throw it back, man. That shit ain't nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, we all, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna start with
So I love ballet.
Okay.
That's so funny. Yes, so that was a great experience with ballet because I got to see how they live abroad. And it kind of triggered like the type of life I would want. You know, if I was to create my own Chaville, you know, this is kind of like how it would be. Chaville. But yeah, so, you know, I went up to the DMV. That was an experience in itself.
the DMV.
DC, Maryland, Virginia area, right? Right, let me preface that. Right, not the actual like Department of Motor Vehicles.
Yeah, I was thinking, what you doing at DMV? You wasn't that like the Valley House.
Right.
Alright, go ahead.
Right. So that was an experience, but that experience, it was like, it's kind of like what Ayanna Van Zandt said. You can either be pushed by pain or pulled by vision. And when I realized that, the more I was growing and expanding, with my spiritual journey, learning about economics and finance and all that, I done got my MBA and all that stuff, and the travel abroad experience, like I outgrew the institution that I was working in.
True.
So while I was doing great, like it came to me so easily, I wasn't being filled. So it got to a point where it was time for me to move on. So I could tell them letters. I had my wonderful ancient shamanic experience. I went on some retreats. And by the time I came, it was MLK weekend, 2019. Coming off of MLK weekend, Martin Luther King Jr.
That's
And we were in
January?
that. Yes, that was January last year.
All right.
like right there.
Yeah.
Like right, just like
Yeah.
it was just last year. Right. And we're in that staff meeting, and they talking and all this stuff, and talking about what they're gonna do with my own element. Because at that time, I'm in charge of the installation personnel readiness program.
That's cool.
And I said, wait a minute, y'all might want to wait before you do that because I'm curtailing my orders.
Yeah.
And the looks on their face like, what? What?
Yeah.
And it's just like,
shit.
yes, so I said yes to self basically. And I packed up me and Braxton. So I got the Impala, his name is Mr. Braxton. And we were out June last year. So July I got down here. So I said, I'm actually going to embark on the things that I love. So I had to tap into the childlike spirit. So I started skating, get my roll bounce on,
roll
you know
bounce.
what I'm saying? We was in there hitting the snapping, like DC skating, you know what I'm saying? Took a lot of falls.
Go.
Right, but I had a good pickup game. You hit boom and get right back up.
I just fall and I lay there.
Oh, you let it marinate?
I don't play it off or nothing. You see me fall, I'm down for real. I don't do the roll and try to get back out with a split or nothing like that.
Bro, let me
I
tell
don't do
you,
none of that.
I hit that floor and get right back up. Like, let's get back into it. When you got a 12-year-old telling you, you're doing good, keep going. And he done been skating all around the rink, and then he got crutches next to me. Now, you ain't crutches too? And when he telling me I'm doing good, I thank you, sir. I appreciate you, little man. Thank you for the encouragement. Shoot, boy. But anyway, so I got into real estate.
Your real estate journey started. And what was the process like for you for real estate? To let everybody know.
So I always kind of had a thing with real estate. I was a nomad growing up. Had a lot of what they would call slum landlords, but not really too bad. Not really too bad. They just didn't answer things. But anyway, I actually like learning the construction, and I would go onto different construction sites to go see like the houses they're building and stuff like that. I did actually go to the real estate business school when I was in Jersey, but that was during college, and I'm like, basketball, student athlete, you can't do real estate at the same time.
True.
But to set a foundation, I did get a house built when I was here the first time.
Yeah.
Stationed here, 2011. I rented that, so I got to get some long-term rental income and all that stuff. Yep, $600 a month. Okay. And then, but I was also on the receiving end of predatory lending and uncouth real estate agents. So that kind of stirred up the activist spirit in me. So now when I come through and went to the schools, I'm like, I need to know what they're teaching in these schools, right? And I looked at the curriculum. Now this is somebody who's coming from understanding and accepted for value, Nasera, when I did my refinance and I hit that UCC, I hit him when I signed my signature. I hit him with the UCC one, the 308, I think it was -1.
Those numbers, strong numbers.
Right, strong numbers. It's to reserve your rights. So if they do anything wrong, and then they sent a lawyer to me to refinance my documents. So they told me that I could not reserve my rights. That it was some, thing on the internet, some mystical thing and everything. But actually, it was a way for us to protect our rights. And sure enough, they did some uncouth things. So that was that. So for me, coming into the real estate industry, and I'm like, I need to know, I want to get on the licensing side to see what are they teaching in the curriculum.
Yeah.
So now I have more of a compassionate mission when it comes to real estate and the vision that I have, because what I did was I took everything that I learned from wealth managers, PhD economists who trade on Wall Street. So I actually learned how to trade options and learned the macro, micro, how economics runs the financial markets.
I remember that.
Yes, from the PhD economist who taught me. So I was under his wing. You know, I learned how to trade futures and, you know, Forex and all that stuff. So I bridged a lot of stuff that I was learning from estate planning with lawyers, CPAs, even IAs. They work with, you know, the IRS if you're getting like audited and stuff like that. And so me adding real estate to my repertoire is not just so much me being new in real estate, new to real estate sales, but as far as the background, sales is only about 10% of real estate. The background, the economics, the legislation, the law, all that stuff, that is what's really driving a lot of things, and that's where my mission really comes into play. So here I created was because I know that wealth is and generational wealth is a big thing that's lacking in our community. But what I've noticed from working with the Hoteps, right?
What's the Hoteps?
The Hoteps is the Hoteps are they're the ones that's like doing they call like Brother Polite, you know, SETI, and red pill, blue pill, you know, so they're all the ones that's like enlightened about different laws, but the people haven't really shifted anywhere because there's no collectiveness. There's no actual plan out. So what I did was I actually took from the Berkshire region, because they actually have a local living economy where they create their own regional currency.
What?
Yes.
Oh, you know the Berkshire
Ithaca Hours, not Berkshire Hathaway.
Oh, okay.
The Berkshire region in Massachusetts. So what we have is looking at local living economies where our money circulates within our own community, but we can actually create regional currencies. So Ithaca, New York, have the Ithaca Hours.
Okay.
Salem, I believe, have one in Washington. Baltimore actually has some Baltimore love notes or something like that, but it wasn't really
circulating like
yeah,
that.
it wasn't really took off like the Berkshire. Like Berkshires actually print their own currency, and they trade it against the greenback, the U.S. dollar.
Oh, that's what greenback.
Or excuse me, the IRS reserve note. They trade that 95 cents to $1. But they keep their own stuff rotating, and they set a plan. So I pulled from all of this experience over this past decade, and what I created is called the Guns and Butter Black Print to economic and financial liberation. The economic liberation, that's what's really important.
Guns and butters, baby.
Guns and butters, baby. Y'all know when Melvin was trying to teach Jody. He was trying to teach Jody, right?
Look at that one right there. You know, I ain't playing around. We're gonna put something right there. We're gonna just keep on rolling. We're gonna keep going with it.
Keep going with it.
Yeah. Cause you know, iPhone playing. Let's go, Android.
Oh, okay, take Android.
Our boy's playing.
Oh my gosh, I told y'all, you gotta get it together on here. It's sour apples now.
It's all about the guns and butters, baby.
Guns and butters, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, so
Good stuff right here.
I'm a big process improvement person. I've done it for the military, created award-winning programs, all that good stuff. Now it's for my legacy and what am I going to leave and pass on. So what I noticed is that people are talking about, oh, we got to create generational wealth. We need to do this, we need to do that. Okay, where's the how? Who created the plan?
You talking to me now. You
How,
talking to the world.
Sway? How, right? Because
You ain't got the answers, Sway.
You ain't got the answer, Sway. And if we did
President
have it-
Ye.
Right, now think,
Go ahead, President Ye.
vote for me, 2024.
Right? I'm gonna run for president too. Shit.
I'm yang gang all the way, yang gang all the way. Anyway, so what I'm realizing though, it gets sensitive because, you know, me being 80s baby, I grew up where there was a village. Something happened to our village. Our village isn't cohesive anymore, right? I also grew up, it was this saying, it was like, if you want to keep anything, or if you want to hide anything from a black man, put it in a book.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that?
I heard of it.
You a 90s baby?
90s baby, and I heard of it.
Right.
Yep.
Now, nowadays, because of all of our, you know, social media, short attention spans, they say we can't even have an attention span past 3 minutes. Now it's, if you want to hide anything, put it in the book, the UCC, the admiralty law, and all these different laws and regulations. Put it in bills, you know, because the people, we're not reading anymore. And so what happens is, if you want to truly create generational wealth, it's owning a house is just a fraction of what it takes. So what I learned is how do you actually go to create generational wealth, because most people in America right now are living in a space of scarcity as opposed to abundance. So we're going paycheck to paycheck, right?
Rat race.
Rat race, they call it the rat race, right? And they call it the plantation and all this stuff. So it's getting to a point where people aren't even doing inspired creation in what they're doing. They're doing required action by going to a job because they need to survive. So for me, I said, okay, look, I actually know. Now I've invested time, energy, and yes, money, because not everybody has a price tag of $10,000 for this workshop.
Yeah, exactly.
And for this service, $20,000. These are people who have IRAs that can just pull out of their retirements and pay for these type of things. But Main Street don't have that type of money, so that means they're out of the market. That means that information they're not there for that information. And
Exactly.
we all know that it's not teaching us in our institutional curriculums.
Cultures.
Right.
Cultured schools.
They're not teaching us this. And I have an MBA. I was at the Smith School at UMD. It's not there. The stuff that I learned was from hedge fund managers, the people who are actually doing the work. So, Guns and Butter Black Print, Economic and Financial Liberation. We pausing here? I saw it.
What, that?
What's that?
We're gonna keep on going.
You sure?
Go ahead, Team Android, do your thing.
So we're gonna look this way now.
I was going like that the whole time. I was like, go that way, so Team Android. Keep
Right.
going.
So let's get into what this is. What I'm sharing with my current clients is it's not enough just to be able to help you buy a home or sell your home. What I'm looking at is to help you know how to pay off not only your mortgage within at least 5 to 10 years or so, or 5 to 7 years, but also your entire debt. Because when you know how to flow your money properly and become your own banking system,
Talk to him.
then you can have more disposable income. So we want to make it work so that your money is either paying off interest
Great.
from all your other debts and stuff like that,
Preaching now.
or gaining you interest, right?
Talk to him.
So that's the first phase. Is so what I have it is I have my people at the center when I do my presentations.
Center.
My clients are at the center of their own universe, right? So let's help you actually create all the avenues and elements that you need to get to that generational wealth. Excuse me. So once you learn how to flow your money, you have more disposable income, because right now most people are trading their income to pay off their liabilities and their expenses, right?
Yeah, that's not the way to go.
Right. So, but if you're only kind of struggling and you have paycheck to paycheck and it's not enough money at the end of the month, you may not have enough money to set up your protections properly, to invest in other assets. And one of the biggest assets that you could actually use as your own banking system is life insurance. So what I show them is, so once you actually flow your money so that you know when you're going to be paid debt free, right? And now that money that you was paying off on those credit cards and whatever other expenses that you had, now you take that and you invest it to set up your estate planning. So we get into our protections. I am community-wise, and I'll touch on this a little bit, but in our meeting, our realtor meeting with our state representative, Marvin Pendarvis, one of our experienced realtors was talking about heirs property.
Yeah. Oh.
Heirs property.
Heirs
right?
or acres?
Heirs. You are an heir to the land, right? When you hit me up about the family land.
Yeah.
So what's happening in this region,
Uh-huh.
and I read a little bit of history about the Gullah and the Geechee culture here.
Shout out to my Ghana Geechee folks.
Yes, let them know.
Oh, you mean?
You know? You know what I'm saying? Because they had land that was given to them. And when you get land passed down, if you don't know who's just jumping on those titles, like you can have people jumping on your title to your land. So when you go to buy, sell, or do anything with your land, you don't have a clear title. Somebody else is sitting on that. So understanding how to protect yourself is important. And so when they was presenting that, I'm like, okay, well, this is what the guns and butter, like I'm having the solutions to the stuff that my experienced realtors on the sales side of the house is explaining that they're having when they meet with their clients and customers.
Okay.
right?
So you're like the solution maker for
Right, that's my role.
the unexperienced landowners, as you may say.
So more so like in the community here in Charleston, Tri-County area,
Yeah.
we have people that have land that was passed down, right? And realtors, so we have realtors that come in and it's just transaction. They're just about buying and selling homes for people and making that money. My mission is more about revitalizing our community to that state of excellence that we were at before and really understanding how to create generational. You can't just say it. And buying a house is not the end all and be all unless you know how to use it as an asset.
Gotta do more than just do it.
Right. You know, so some of these heirs that have houses passed on, they're not protecting it. And so there's certain ways, legal ways to protect our house and for the max tax protections as well. So it's not just about trust and wills and stuff like that, but the wealthy, what they're doing is tax protections. So that flows into the next element is needing to learn. So one, eliminate that debt quickly so that you can start shifting that extra disposable income into protecting your assets, right? And I'm actually going to be having a quick 30-minute call about that tomorrow and whatnot, you know, going over how to be able to protect yourself and even having a 24/7 emergency attorney on your side. So if you get pulled over,
you can call that person?
You could call 24/7 emergency access to a lawyer. Because we know the state, that's what's been going on. We're aware of that. Soon as you get pulled over, don't just reach for your phone to record. You call that lawyer up. And you let that lawyer speak to that agent that's operating as such and such sheriff's office.
Yeah.
Okay? That's going to shift the whole game for you. Okay, now if you have a friend in the car, let them record you talking to your lawyer and then talking to the police person right there, okay? So this is the stuff that I'm sharing. Like, you guys have to, and it's the information. It's just the fact that you don't have the information, that's all.
She's a knowledgeable queen right here.
Yeah, that's the role that I'm doing here. Like, I had to realize what my role is. Like, I did stuff for the military, and that's great, but I still have my own journey. I'm not done yet. Yeah. You know, so that's that. So now you understand the importance of your protections. Now we need to start making decisions, tax-informed decisions. Let's get into this.
Tax-informed decisions.
Tax-informed decisions. So
help me out, because I don't know.
Most cats know, I'm going to file my taxes at the end of the year, I'm going to get that refund check.
Ball out, you know, I'm going to get them new rims,
right,
time.
Pay off my debt, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, the refund check.
You know what I'm saying? Get a car note. Stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Brand new J's about to drop.
Right.
About to cop 2 of them boys.
Right. Let me get glossy real quick.
Gloss it up.
Let me get glossy.
Glossy bossy.
Put a little
lip gloss.
I'm simple. I've been doing chapstick since I was elementary school. Yeah, Chapstick. So I'm gonna try to share this information so it's easy to digest.
Okay.
So remember, if you want to keep anything, any information, knowledge, or whatever, put it in a book. Now it's UCC codes and all this stuff, regulations, bills, tax codes, etc. Right? But most people are doing what? Are most people reading anymore, like this type of stuff? Legalese, taxes, and IRS clubs.
TurboTax is handling everybody's stuff now, but I love TurboTax. Shout out TurboTax on doing anything. Anyway, most people learning from apps. Then the apps do the work now, so help us out.
What I'm looking at is the how is in the information, and if we don't have the information, one, it's going to stifle our creation, right? The vision that we have, because if we don't know that what's available to us, it's like we have on blinders in a sense. So, learning head, learning hand. Is a gentleman, he said, a good tax quote, he said, there is nothing that says that you have to design your affairs so that you pay more to the treasury than you need to. They said it's not even a patriotic duty to do that. Now this is important. This is important. So that what he's saying is that we get to design our affairs so that we have maximum tax protections, maximum tax advantages. We don't have to pay more to the Treasury than what we need to. So if we're informed about how to move ahead of time, making tax-informed decisions, so that means before I go buy this car, before I go buy this house,
Right.
I have a team right here.
Yeah.
I have a team. I'm going to speak to my financial advisor or my CPA. How is doing this going to affect my whole makeup, my family banking system that I have going on? So I'm going to speak to not only my CPA, I'm going to speak to my lawyer, my attorney. When I create this vision and this plan, right, this black print, they need to be on board of what's going on so that they know what your decision and path is, your lawyers and your CPAs, right? So now before you go to anybody's workshop and they give you that upsell, right? Before you go to anybody's car lot, you speak to your people, and with the system that we even have, even for debt elimination, you could forecast and know, okay, even when I do decide that I have some extra disposable income, I want to go buy a new car, you will know when that new car will be paid off. In connection with all of your bills. Right?
Very important.
So understanding taxes and laws and publications. So when I came to Charleston back in the day, I was going down to the IRS office, I'm reading the tax codes, I'm talking to the people. Now I just go to irs.gov. So I'm reading small business tax. So anytime we're making moves, okay, I'm going to intentionally do this because it's going to give me X tax benefits. So some people are starting to learn about, if we have a home-based business, we can expense that, X, Y, Z, right?
I always pay 25% aside every 3 months.
Right?
Quarterly taxes, you pay that. Make sure you do that.
Right? So whatever your strategy is in business, make sure you're aware of that stuff. But I'm going to take it to the national level. Have you heard about what happened with Jeff Bezos and Amazon and anything with taxes?
Oh, they said he's not gonna pay any taxes, correct?
He paid zero, so he hit $1 trillion, right? His market cap hit $1 trillion. He paid zero in taxes, right?
Water.
I'm interested. Hydrate. I'm interested. What do you think about that? When you hear that, what do you think about
Like, I have $1 trillion, but I'm not paying no taxes. I'm basically living tax free. So that must be mean at a certain tax bracket, you just made the tax free club in a way. So you hit a billionaire status. You know what? That guy hit a billionaire. He made it himself. He's a self-made billionaire. I'm gonna reward him with no taxes. I love that as a billionaire in a way.
But you can have that right now, and this is how.
Yeah.
So remember, taxes, we have our debits and credits. When we're coming down to accounting, right? Remember the quote that Learned Hand said. You can design your affairs so that you don't have to pay more to the Treasury than you need to. There's nothing even patriotic about it. If you do work at 25% of your income for that, that means the first quarter of the year, you worked for free, you gave it up, right? When you have corporations and businesses, you get to expense for a lot of things. So remember, Jeff Bezos, he's growing. He created how many factories and shipping locations? That's an expense.
All around the world.
All them salaries is an expense. He created the DPS system with the Mercedes trucks, the delivery systems right now. So that's more inventory, more jobs and everything. And remember, what the wealthy can do, you too, you have to know that you are wealthy as well. You get to create your own foundations. I need y'all to listen to this. You get to create your own foundation. You create a business, you create a foundation, and you can pay yourself to the foundation. You could invest, or you can donate to your own foundation. So if at the end of the year we have this amount of income that came in, I have this amount of expenses that went out, I'm giving to you as basic as possible. This amount of expenses that came out. Now I'm left with, I got $200,000 left. I don't want to pay taxes on that. What's a CPA? What's a tax decision move I might want to make with it? Well, move it into your foundation. Pay this charity.
I was just about to say.
Pay this. You know, do that, right?
Is it similar to what Drake did on God's Plan video when he was start giving up money towards the end of the year so he get that money back?
If he give, that's because all that philanthropic work. When you do that, he should have already made a tax-informed decision that he wants to give. But how can I give that's going to be the best tax advantage for me?
So you can get it back.
Right.
Get it back. Exactly.
Right. It's a tax expense, right?
Mm.
So now think about this. We get to design. That means we're making tax-informed decisions, right? So let's go to politics. So another thing I'm involved with, I was involved with Andrew Yang's campaign, presidential campaign. So I'm a Yang ganger to the fullest, right? I put up a sign. They could be like, "Oh, look at the sign she put up at that minute."
She's Illuminati. She's Illuminati. Look
I
at
love
her.
you guys. I love you guys. Okay, I love you guys. All right. That's funny. No, but real talk. So.
Pause.
Real vibes, real shit, real stories. Come get a bite at the Lunch Meat Podcast.